final round-based zombies map in a Black Ops game is always bittersweet. It marks the end of a season and the Call of Duty title it belongs to, which traditionally means it's time for Treyarch to disappear into the shadows until it's time to reveal something new. But things aren't so simple in today's Call of Duty landscape. With Black Ops 7 set to arrive just 1 year after Black Ops 6's launch, it's an unpredictable period for Treyarch and zombies, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Reckoning, the finale of Black Ops 6 Zombies, takes us to Janus Towers, the long-rumoured headquarters of Project Janus. 3 ominous spires loom over the once peaceful town of Liberty Falls. Here, Treyarch hoped to build on the momentum of Shattered Veil, which reignited the Dark Ether story after it had faltered in the depths of the tomb. A reckoning was promised, but did one arrive? After the barrage of zombies maps in seasons 1 through 3, the wait for Reckoning felt more like the old-fashioned gap between DLC maps. Season 4 shifted focus to the grand return of Black Ops 2's Grief mode. But as always, if you wait long enough, the teasers arrive. And Reckoning's teasers were a welcome surprise, tapping into analog horror through bodycam footage of a Project Janus security team attempting to secure the building after Panos infiltrated the facility.
He groomed the whole nation.
There are rumours that there's another side to you.
What rumours might those be?
That's the wrong trailer. Let me have a look. Hold on.
Listen to me. Can't trust this man.
I love when teasers tie directly into the events of a map and offer story moments that unfold just before our crew arrives. It helps make the world feel bigger.
Thoroughly.
Unfortunately, there was no intro cutscene. Again. After starting strongly with cinematics for Terminus, Liberty Falls and Citadel, Black Ops 6 dropped the ball. Treyarch confirmed that Black Ops 7 will feature an intro cinematic for every map, which is a relief, but the absence of cinematics for the Tomb, Shattered Veil and Reckoning undeniably damaged the story of Black Ops 6 Zombies. Reckoning primarily unfolds across 2 of the 3 towers at Janus HQ, with the 3rd tower locked behind the main quest. Each tower is filled with Project Janus related shenanigans, from corporate offices to a robot factory to a lab teeming with Dark Ether entities. Players navigate the towers using teleporters, elevators and launchers. It's overwhelming at first. I found myself lost more than a few times, but once you get the hang of the layout, you can zip around with ease. It rewards map knowledge and experience in a way we rarely see in Zombies anymore. I hope that's a sign of things to come, because it gives a map more purpose than just being the newest place to kill zombies in. I'm pretty vocal that Die Rise is my least favourite Treyarch Zombies map, but I've always been open to another attempt at a vertical experience, especially with the advancements in movement and tech we've seen since Black Ops 2. You can quickly reach the reception from the executive suites at the top of Tower 1 by launching yourself over the railings and popping your parachute. I've got no issue with Warzone mechanics crossing over into zombies if they add to the experience. In Reckoning's case, the parachute makes a positive contribution to map flow. Disabling auto parachute makes traversal even snappier. Once you buy stamina up, you can fling yourself off any height without fear. Anti-gravity has appeared in Zombies maps before, but Reckoning has an advantage over its previous implementations: Omni-movement. Ever since Omni-movement was revealed, I've been itching to channel my inner Max Payne in Zombies, and now I finally can. Back Punch Room is a constant swirl of chaos, and one of several spots in the map good for training zombies. Just watch out for when the anti-grav stops. In a beautiful full circle moment, Elena Siegman returns to Zombies to lend her vocals to track Remember Us. No surprises here, it's another bombastic song from the Treyarch audio department. What a year they've had, and I have a feeling they're just getting started. One of the biggest disappointments of Black Ops 6 has been the appearance of the same special and elite enemies across every map. This not only decreases a map's identity, it also leaves players resentful of the enemies themselves. Thankfully, Reckoning delivers in the special enemy department. The Uberklaus is the first new elite since the amalgam, and it was worth the wait. The memory of Klaus, the hero of Berlin, has been permanently disgraced by Project Janus. The mech evokes the infamous Panzer Soldat, not just in design, but how quickly it threatens to end your game. Its projectile attacks take a big chunk out your health, but they create a compelling risk-reward dynamic, as the mech stands still while firing them. Landing accurate shots comes at a cost. The Commander Klaus bots resemble the toxic zombies from Shattered Vale, but they're far more aggressive. The way they fly towards players can easily throw you off. For my money, they're the best max ammo rounds in Black Ops 6 by far, and they're dangerous even during general gameplay. The Doppelgast is a sound fit for Reckoning. When two spawn in the later rounds, it gets hectic fast, especially in some of the more cramped areas of the map. It's probably my favourite enemy variant since the Margwa, but 4 maps in a row is a bit much. I'm a little wary that Zombies is becoming too much of an open sandbox. Treyarch should limit elements such as enemies, weapons and mechanics in round-based maps to create more curated, unique experiences. I'm not saying lock everything down so there's no freedom, but the core round-based experience is more engaging when players aren't left to create their own fun as soon as all the Easter eggs are found. Sometimes less is more. Reckoning introduces a brand new wonder weapon, the Gorgofex. It lifts zombies into the air before slamming them down, and it's incredibly satisfying to watch. I really like the design. It's a living organism, much like the Apothicon Servant, and each variant requiring the essence of a being is pretty morbid. Treyarch actually gives the option to kill Blanchard and shove him into a gun. Crazy stuff. The charge attack is powerful, but the delay in charging feels too slow for my liking. I'm not sure if this is an intentional balancing choice or a technical issue, but it's affected several weapons in recent years. I don't really know. It might just be a me problem. The C upgrade can wipe out a large portion of the horde with one shot if you aim for a zombie in the middle, triggering a chain reaction. It's another variant where accuracy matters. Not every wonder weapon should be a kill everything in sight gun. Then again, I would say that when one of my all-time favourites is Zetsubo Noshima's KT4. The Gorgofex N is more focused on crowd control, leaving behind a trail of toxic sludge as you blast zombies. The catch is that you need to either murder Blanchard or get lucky in the box after killing Panis to obtain it. And believe it or not, that's a line in the sand for some people. I like Blanchard, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Upgrading the Gorgofex also unlocks the ability to pack-a-punch it. I didn't realise this until weeks after completing the main quest. I never thought to check since the base version of the weapon can't be pack-a-punched. This makes the weapon far more viable in later rounds in the boss fights. If only I knew. Overall, the Gorgofex is a wonder weapon with more style than substance. It's not the worst we've ever had. It's a perfectly competent gun, but it doesn't do enough to earn its place among the greats. I do appreciate its originality, however, considering how many rehashed weapons we've seen during Black Ops 6.
Hello there, fellow zombie slayers. My name is Stanley557.
Reckoning also features additional wonder weaponry alongside the Gorgofex. Project Janus has various caster turrets scattered throughout the towers. These melt zombies with powerful Ethereum blasts, and can be upgraded 3 times to tier 4, at which point their shots can apply brain rot to a zombie. Any in-game progression gets a thumbs up from me, and an unsung strength of Black Ops 6 zombies is the return of traps. They're an integral part of making a map feel distinct, and are a godsend for players attempting high rounds. After the golden armour from Modern Warfare Zombies appeared in the tomb, the #1 request from that mode has been the Ether Blade. It's easy to see why. It's a powerful piece of equipment that echoes the classic Hell's Retriever Tomahawk from Mob of the Dead. The blade caps out at 3 kills, which is a modest number, but it's still handy in the later rounds when zombies try to cut you off. Zombie-specific lethal and tactical equipment goes a long way in separating the mode's identity from Warzone and multiplayer. Keep them coming, Treyarch. In a first for Zombies, nearly all the steps of Reckoning's main quest can be completed in any order to achieve the final goal of activating the teleporter to Tower 3. This experimental format was a bold risk for a DLC format, but it paid off. The non-linearity makes it highly replayable. I often find myself completing steps naturally as I play through the map, and the order constantly changes. Most of Black Ops 6 quests have followed a strict formula. Build the wonder weapon, upgrade the wonder weapon, do 1 or 2 steps, attempt the boss fight. But Reckoning breaks the mold by including a substantial number of steps unrelated to the wonder weapon upgrade. More can still be done to spice up the familiarity of main quests, but I've seen enough interesting quest steps across Black Ops 6 to know Treyarch still has that knack for surprises. We just need more of them. I always bang on about hard to find, easy to replicate quest steps, and there's a new shining example on Reckoning. The bucket step was one of the last to be discovered, yet it can be set up within 10 seconds of starting the map. The buckets are hidden in plain sight, yet no one really thought to melee them until times were tough. Not every step can be like this. There'll be no challenge beyond the hunt. Reckoning highlights why these steps are necessary. They enhance the hunt and prevent repeat playthroughs from feeling tedious. Even though it's a reskinned Uber Klaus, the Forsaken boss fight was solid. Set pieces like this make the quest feel grander, more than just a checklist of things to do. We should always be able to complete a step and expect the unexpected. The step where we track down files debriefing Max's return after Firebase Z was a slick way to mix lore into quest steps. It's great to have confirmation that the items Sam scavenged belong to Monty and the Premise crew. It's also nice to have documents that you can read in-game. The more interaction with the environment, the better. Before ascending Tower 3, players are given a choice: help Sam or help Eddie. It's a cute callback to Buried's multiple endings, and I'd even argue it exceeds that map's attempt to have a split ending. After all, there are 2 different boss fights. If the crew chooses Maxis, they battle Uber Richtofen and his army of Klaus bots, but if they side with him, they face Sam and the hordes of the Dark Ether. The Uber Richtofen boss is an expanded Uber Klaus fight, with Eddie wielding additional abilities. Once his shell is destroyed, he takes matters, and a Wunderwaffe, into his own hands. The second phase is a huge challenge. If he catches you with a Waffe, it's curtains. Sam is a much easier fight, though still no pushover. It's all about spatial awareness, not getting greedy, and hitting your shots. Including Sam trials between phases is also a clever way to repurpose a staple of Black Ops 6 gameplay into its conclusion. It's a shame that Sam held out on us with her rewards. I appreciate the effort that went into the ending of the main quest. When you look at previous DLC 4s like Revelations or Tag der Toten, their final encounters fell a little flat. There are no such issues with Reckoning, which delivers a spectacle worthy of a final map. We all assumed we'd battle Sam eventually, but the Richtofen side was a massive shock.
I'm right above you, I'm trying to get there. Oh wait, go to 4, go to 4.
Oh, I'm downed. Are you kidding me? I'm at quick revive. And I'm gonna lose it. I just bought it and I'm gonna lose it. Oh my god.
Side quests continued to improve like they have throughout each map. The miniature Etherella is lethal and straightforward to set up, though I have no idea how someone thought to spray the toilet cubicle. The chicken bucket is ridiculous, but it is a unique reward. It's just a shame there's no gameplay benefit to wearing it. Mr. Peaks is always hiding somewhere, and his parachute challenge is a fun way to test the player's gliding abilities. It's well worth doing for the free perk in essence. The Etherblade quest requires players to collect paintings around the map and unlock a safe. It's a simple quest with a satisfying reward, but the problem is that no one could complete the quest for weeks after launch. It required the Mr. Peaks field upgrade, which was tied to a mid-season event. Time-gating a side Easter egg is an interesting idea, and one I'm not necessarily against, but there needs to be some indication that it's not possible at launch. Given the field upgrade's prominent role in the map's marketing, the omission of Mr. Peaks on day 1 was confusing. Maybe it's the traditionalist in me, but I'm not a fan of drip-feeding things across a season. A Zombies map should be packed full of features at launch, even if it means not much is going on later in the season. Unfortunately, it's the climate we live in now. It really does feel like things are ready for launch, and then held back to ensure Zombies has content. In my opinion, Treyarch struck gold in its first attempt with the specialist system in Black Ops 3. Every subsequent change to the system has had major flaws. If Mr. Peaks were a specialist weapon we could unlock in the map, it would be far more appealing than a new field upgrade that arrives in the menus weeks after launch. Overall, Reckoning's gameplay is among Black Ops 6's best. It takes risks and feels like a cohesive experience rather than another new sandbox mode to dick around in. Only a disaster on the story side could stop this map from being considered one of the greats of the Dark Ether era. The crew arrives at Janus Towers in pursuit of Sam. Eddie informs them that she has blocked off access to Tower 3, where the Sentinel artifact is located. Still undecided about who to help, the Terminus crew listens to both sides bargain while restoring a teleporter link to the tower. After enlisting the help of a friendly Frankenklaus and extracting the essence of the Forsaken in either Panos or Blancard, the crew opens the gateway to Tower 3, where they must make their final decision. Use the Sentinel artifact to help Sam become human, or reunite Eddie with his lost family. Regardless of the chosen outcome, the Sentinel artifact consumes the crew and spits them out into the Dark Ether. Echoes of the multiverse then shoot out from the Sentinel artifact, as either Sam or Eddie get their happy ending.
Oh. There's one thing I almost forgot. Do you have another minute?
Confused by what's just happened, the crew readjust to their new surroundings. Footsteps are heard, and a voice calls out.
Welcome to the party.
Before we dive into the ending, which is a conversation in and of itself, I want to focus on the rest of the map. One of Reckoning's best features is how it conveys the conflict within the crew. They have no idea what the right decision is, or even which one could be considered the lesser of two evils. There's a lot of dialogue where they go back and forth, and it's all good stuff.
So our choices are helping a mass murderer or a machine that lied so he can get life. Doesn't seem like a tough call.
Know your role, comrade. Easy choices. That worry me most.
This place is a cancer on America that needs to be cut out. Don't know what Richtofen was thinking.
Was thinking of his lost loved ones, obviously. This does not excuse his crimes, but he did have his reasons. The options before us always seem to be bad ones. Create a false Maxis or help the director.
Helping Richtofen is a non-starter. He's a monster. But expunging a terrible mistake from Maxis's record, maybe I owe her that.
Eddie and Sam also have the crew's ear, pleading for their assistance while bickering with each other. They're both catty. The mask is off from Eddie's camp persona in the Shattered Veil ending. He may have a plan to defeat Sam, but there's no guarantee the crew will help him pull it off.
You are my greatest failure, Sam. A shame I will carry as long as I live.
Finally, you understand how Croft felt about you.
Oh my, no.
So the big question, which ending is canon? At this point I think both are. It feels like the outcome of the main quest emphasises either the fracture of space-time mentioned in Shattered Veil, or the reopening of the multiverse, as shown in both endings. When you factor in the variables of Panos and Blancard, there are a total of 4 different outcomes. There has to be a narrative reason for Treyarch to do this out of the blue in a season finale. It's hard to tell though, and that's a problem. I've previously mentioned the narrative issues that have plagued Black Ops 6, and unfortunately many of them persist in Reckoning. It's a story that feels unsure of itself, like it's unstable. Inconsistencies with previously established lore, poor prioritisation of conflicts and characters, and the feeling that we're barely scratching the surface of a constantly expanding universe. There's no other way to say it. It's not good enough. We're used to a much higher standard.
They're not going anywhere. They've put too much time into these sad bastards have put 5, 6, 7 years in it. This game that never changes. They're going to keep coming back. They've not got anything else. They put their eggs in one basket. They don't play Dead by Daylight and this and that and this and that and that. This is it. They've got nothing else. There's no equivalent to this. It's not like Overwatch. Fuck this, I'm going to Rivals. Rivals, fuck this, I'm going to Overwatch. There is no equivalent. They've put everything in it. They've created art, their profile pictures of characters. They know all the names of the characters. They know the lore and all that. They've made it their whole thing. They're gone nowhere. We've got them by the short and curlies. Yes, exactly, Lewis. We've got them by the short and curlies. It's the best place to have another human being by the short and curlies. What exactly does the short and curlies mean? Your pubic hair. That's the way I see it. They got you by the balls. She's like, fucking got you. You can't move. Don't.
Cold War set the bar high for Intel. It allowed bit part players to receive more development than usual, thanks to the 500 plus pieces of lore. It didn't always have the most compelling story from map to map, but the abundance of Intel provided strong foundations and kept hardcore fans engaged. But we do need to keep in mind the trade-off. There was no set crew in Cold War, and less emphasis on in-game storytelling via conversations and cinematics. The Requiem department heads helped, but they didn't reach the previous heights of Black Ops 3 and 4. In a perfect world we could get that level of in-game storytelling supported with as much intel as Cold War had. But I don't think that level of detail is attainable again if I'm honest, no matter how hard Treyarch might try. If it's between one or the other, I am opting for the more traditional storytelling. I just need the writing to be better if we're only getting 20 to 30 pieces of intel per map. Black Ops 6 felt like an attempt to strike a middle ground between the two, but a lack of cinematics and wasteful lore left fans on both sides of the storytelling divide unsatisfied. If I were Treyarch, I'd seriously scale back on giving concrete dates. It quickly muddies the water. If you look back at Horizon Drac, it had no dates in its intel, but it did include references to time, like 2 weeks ago. That's more than enough. Encourages fans to piece the timeline together themselves, while keeping things vague enough to change it later on if need be. The lack of Chaos story in Reckoning was also disappointing, if expected. Most have given up hope that it will ever be further developed. I still have faith there will be a payoff eventually. The Sentinel artifact did banish the crew to the Dark Ether after all, but it's inexcusable to lean so heavily into it in earlier maps, then have it missing in the finale. The fate of Samantha Maxis is also cause for concern. When Cold War ended, she was believed to be trapped in the Dark Ether. In Reckoning, Eddie and Sam both tell the crew that Maxis perished. Can we trust either of them? Eddie wanted Sam banished from the beginning, and it suits Sam's goal if Maxis is out of the picture. I refuse to believe that a character as pivotal to zombies as Samantha Maxis is gone. Is this a narrative mistake, a retcon, or a potential mislead. We just don't know. There have been too many instances of this happening in Black Ops 6. It's the bad kind of confusing. It leaves us no room to theorise because we don't really know what's going on. Why bother investing time into thinking about these things if they might not even matter? I've been pretty negative, but there are some story things liked in Reckoning. It might come as a shock to my fellow Cold War enthusiasts, but I enjoyed how The Forsaken was handled, for the most part. It was a flawed but interesting way to tie up the character. The Forsaken is a shadow of its former self, imprisoned in its containment chamber, mocked by an AI based on the woman who bested it. It's a joke, and it admits it. The false king, as Panos and his benefactor put it, is eons away from the threat it posed during the Cold War. It makes sense. We already defeated the Forsaken, and any trace of Zykov is long gone. Reckoning serves as an epilogue for the character, and in turn makes the Shadowsmiths seem even more formidable. If they can laugh off the Forsaken as nothing but an imposter, how powerful are they? The execution isn't perfect though. I totally understand where the frustration comes from. For every good line, there are two clunkers. Like, why is this talking about a mortgage? Modern Zombies has become too reliant on humour, and the Forsaken's dialogue is one quip too many. The zany elements of Zombies have always been essential. They balance the dark and serious parts, but Black Ops 6 leaned too far into the jovial side.
Whoever gets dropped that juice box just fucked it up for all y'all. The controls are home.
No, you just rolled over the juice box.
The Mom Jean's intel is an example of some much needed gravitas. It's another silver lining in Reckoning. Grey discovers that Project Janus has been storing the DNA of Requiem and Maxis.
What the hell? Carver M, Weaver G, Grey E, Maxis. Oh, Sam. Whoa. What are you doing? They took them! They harvested them! To what? Our DNA! Richtofen took our fucking DNA! It's all here! Me, Weaver, Carver, they have Max's eggs, Maya! Her fucking eggs! Well, how the hell they even have those? After she returned from the Dark Ether the first time, Richtofen, he ran tests on her. He tortured her. It was horrific. Weaver told me about it while we were locked up on Terminus Island. Even if I'd known earlier, it's not like I had the power to change anything back then. Oh, fuck, I was so useless! That has to be when they took them. She never told me. Why didn't she tell me? Maybe she didn't know. Oh, God, I can't. Grab what you need and trash the rest. What now? Now, I am going to make myself useful.
This intel relates to the eventual birth of the Modern Warfare Zombies character Ava Jansen. Ava's been a bit of a controversial figure due to her unnatural creation, but I've never had an issue with it. We're playing a horror mode. Project Janus harvesting Maxis' eggs is grotesque, but it's unsettling in the same way Optimus Richtofen's treatment of a very young Samantha was in the Ether storyline. Nevertheless, it's an emotionally charged piece of intel, and I wish we got more of this with the Requiem crew throughout Black Ops 6. This, alongside other radios I've highlighted over the year, proves the narrative isn't a lost cause. There are still characters and things to care about in the Dark Ether storyline. It's just buried beneath a thick layer of messiness. Reckoning could have been the strongest round-based map in the Dark Ether saga, but the narrative decisions kneecap it. It's far below what we've come to expect from Zombies, and I pray it improves. The return of the original crew, Richtofen, Dempsey, Takio and Nikolai, which leaked months ago, was always going to be controversial. These are some of the most iconic characters in Call of Duty history, and many thought they were gone forever. I understand the hesitation, but honestly, it felt good to see them again in a cinematic. The last time we saw them in this quality was the Blood of the Dead intro in 2018.
Alright, I feel I'm having to excuse myself for fucking feeling good about something. That's the way it is these days.
I love Black Ops 4 and the Tag der Toten ending, but it's undeniable that the lack of cinematics in the final 2 Ether maps dampened what should have been a monumental period in Call of Duty history. Putting my initial excitement to the side, it was not a good call to end the final DLC map of Black Ops 6 in this fashion. Doubly so when our suspicions were confirmed that the tail end of the cutscene was actually part of Black Ops 7's Ashes of the Damned intro cinematic. Both of Reckoning's quest endings feature no dialogue until the OG crew turn up. Neither Sam nor Eddie has anything to say despite being chatty throughout the map, nor do the crew. It makes the entire Black Ops 6 journey feel somewhat redundant. Compare the ending to Cold War's Forsaken, where everything wrapped up neatly, yet still teased the future, and you can see why the reception was poor. It's evident that Reckoning was not a finale, it was a mid-season cliffhanger. The story continues in Black Ops 7, and we'll likely learn more that recontextualises parts of Black Ops 6. Although I'm okay with this, I understand why many aren't. If someone only purchased Black Ops 6, they're left with an unfulfilling ending unless they splash out for Black Ops 7. And after waiting so long for answers, some fans have resigned themselves to the idea that we may never get them. I'm more optimistic. I don't think the reintroduction of the original crew signals the end of the storyline we've been following since Cold War. Instead, I suspect we'll find plenty of answers in the Dark Ether, where the entirety of Black Ops 7 Zombies is set. Still, you can't blame people for thinking the return feels cheap when the OGs came back with, as of the ending, 0 stakes. Had the reveal been an end credit scene after a satisfying conclusion, similar to Peck hunting for Terminus, it would have landed far better. More people would potentially have been on board. I do feel for newer fans who came aboard during Cold War and have strong connections with Weaver, Grey, Carver and Maya. I know how it feels to see a crew inexplicably replaced by another. I've enjoyed playing as Terminus this year, and it's unfortunate that despite some bright spots, the potential wasn't fully capitalised on. Although they're still playable in Black Ops 7, I can see why there are fears they might be overlooked. But what we know of Ashes of the Damned gives me hope. It sounds like Weaver and Co will have a vital role to play as the veteran zombie slayers, while the new versions of the original crew members have no experience with the undead. How does the alliance play out beyond Ashes? I'm not sure, but the story seems to be heading towards the united crews preventing the Shadowsmiths from restoring the old world.
The voice spoke to me again. The great voice from beyond. My friend. It guided me through a dream state more lucid than any I have ever known. It was more than transcendental, it was transformative. I saw through the mist and fog. My gaze did not linger upon the foul wretches that wandered in search of prey. I looked upon the sprawling landscape beyond. Though this place was shrouded by darkness and tainted by trauma, I saw lights. I saw brightness. From the fields I glimpsed a farmhouse, a sunken town, rustic and ravaged by age, a cabin overlooking the inky black water of a lake, and a pyramid somehow floating in the distance. A single tower still stood tall. Though I was alone, I knew no fear as I walked across this unfamiliar realm. When I felt a yawning hunger deep in my belly, the voice guided me towards a place of nourishment. My eyes feasted upon its saturated colors, and my appetite was swiftly sated. My thirst was soon quenched. I knew for sure this was so much more than a mere dream when I read the sign. My friend confidently issued a solemn promise. This land that once was will be restored, as will I.
That's an interesting place to take Richtofen, Dempsey, Takeo and Nikolai. They're actively fighting against the nostalgia that has drawn them back into the game. It's a solid premise, but it doesn't change the fact that Reckoning was a poor finale. Panos has been talking to the great voice since Liberty Falls. We needed a payoff at the end of Black Ops 6, not the beginning of Black Ops 7. As much as Reckoning fumbled, the Ashes of the Damned cinematic is a phenomenal introduction to New Era Zombies. And now that Treyarch has confirmed concrete details about the new crew, I'm enthusiastic about their return. They have unique origins and most importantly aren't a lame revival of Ultimus or Primus. I cherished the ending of Tag der Toten. It was an introspective and bittersweet goodbye to Primus, Ultimus and the Aether Saga that began in World at War. However, the way it wrapped up wasn't perfect. When Jason Blundell and Craig Houston sat down to decide on the ending of Black Ops 4, I severely doubt they planned for it to finish without cinematics that had become a staple of the mode since Origins. Not to mention Chaos, which was set up to lead zombies into a new story, but ended up on the bench one game later. The Tag ending was a goodbye, but it was also an opportunity. As soon as Cold War Zombies' story was named The Dark Aether Saga, I knew it was only a matter of time until the past bled through. Now that journey could have been a hell of a lot smoother, but we're here now, and I think Black Ops 7's story has the potential to tread fresh ground with familiar faces. However, it simply cannot repeat the mistakes of Black Ops 6. We need consistency, we need depth, and vitally we need to avoid playing the greatest hits. I'm excited about the old colliding with the new, but it has to be done with nuance. There needs to be darker moments. There must be a reason for invoking the past. Both Aether and Dark Aether fans deserve compelling writing. The pressure was high before bringing them back, and now it's at breaking point. The execution of Black Ops 7's story must be flawless. It's fitting that Black Ops 6 Zombies ends with a map as conflicted as the mode itself. Zombies has taken some massive steps forward this year, but almost as many back. Reckoning's gameplay is first rate and a direct response to much of the feedback Treyarch has received throughout the year. The main quest isn't as formulaic as others, and the map offers unique opportunities with new enemies, anti-gravity and meaningful vertical gameplay. It's all great stuff that solidifies Reckoning as one of the most replayable maps in Black Ops 6 Zombies, yet the storytelling is sporadic, confusing, and has understandably upset a large portion of the fan base who are deeply invested in it. I'm optimistic about where Black Ops 7 has taken us, but there can be no more slip-ups. Closing the book on Black Ops 6 Zombies as a whole, I can say I've enjoyed it a lot. It substantially improved the gameplay foundations Cold War built, bringing back more challenge and depth to zombies, although there's still a lot of work to be done. The writing has been a disappointment, but there are redeeming moments and I still love the world and the characters. Black Ops 7 Zombies looks set to address the negative feedback head on. I didn't expect radical gameplay changes, given Treyarch's heavy schedule of delivering back-to-back games, but the reveal showcased a plethora of adjustments to standard mode and the debut of Cursed mode, a customisable mode where veterans can unlock and restore classic elements to zombies. If the narrative can be tightened up, we'll be in a very healthy position indeed. Yet the future of the mode is uncertain. The Call of Duty minds are working overtime, despite mounting criticism and increased competition. The franchise may be too big to fail, but every new tone-deaf decision makes me think Activision is willing to test that theory. And which pillar of Call of Duty is first on the chopping block if it all goes to hell? I don't see it being Warzone or multiplayer somehow. How long can zombies remain in the safety of the pocket universe it's carved out for itself? Are there enough of us still going to bat for the miracle mode that shouldn't exist? We can worry about that later. For now, what's one more party? I'm tied to Call of Duty Zombies until the wheels come off.